Hello, good evening. It's Sunday, the 7th of January 2021, and this is Andy in Belfast. Just going to record a brief video of extempore thoughts, just me talking off the cuff about a range of different things. So, first, I just want to revisit the topic of anxiety, and uh, that has very much been to the surface again with me this week. I recently got told that I was going to have to take on a new responsibility in work on top of what I already do, and that coupled with lockdown has just let that kind of fizzing sensation uh, be there. Sometimes it goes away, but when it's kind of it's most annoying rather than it's worst, it's just really frustrating and irritating. And I think people are too simplistic about it. I am a person of faith, and some people just say, oh, well, you really need to pray about it, or believe the promises are in the Bible that God's going to give you peace. Um, but you can do all those things and you still experience it. And I even have done mindfulness before, and some of those things help for a short period of time. But before I know it, it's back again. And no matter what I know in my head about the situations or whatever that cause it, it's still there, niggling away. And then the frustration of that and the tiredness of that can lead then to just darker thoughts and things like that. But I mean, I'm not going to give into it, but it is just so tiring to do that constantly. And so, if anybody is watching this by any chance who's got any political influence, I would really encourage you to think outside the box, to speak to scientists who have got ways of, uh, other than lockdown, for us to return to normality. Because, I mean, I don't consider my mental health issues to be particularly severe. They are, they have been long term, and they are trying, but I know people who are a lot worse off. I mean, I'm finding it a struggle as it is, so my heart goes out to anybody who's got bipolar disorder or anything more serious than what I have. Because it's really pushing people to the limits. I know of someone who had an episode of temporary amnesia recently. A good friend of mine, and I think that was caused by stress and anxiety. And uh, I mean, I've had relatives who have suffered from the virus, so I don't want to give it to anybody or see anybody suffering from it. But I do think, as this drags on, um, somebody somewhere, people who know about these things, have got to come up with new ways for us to return to being social again. I mean, it goes back as far as John Donne, and before that, No Man's an Island, and even um, the narrative in Genesis, whether you accept that as real story or not. God says that it's not good for Adam to be alone, and provides a companion for him. So even if you want to take that allegorically, it's saying that people were made to associate with one another and spend time together. And the longer this goes on, the worse I think it is just for people's mental well being, and it really concerns me, the long-term impact that's going to have on people. I hope that we do all we can, and I'm doing all I can to make sure other people don't get it. But I do think more needs to be done rather to find other ways rather than lockdown for us to move forward. So I mean that's just a few thoughts on that. I'm starting to do a bit of reading at the minute and listen to some music that I've really been enjoying. Started Kazuo Ishiguro's Remains of the Day, really enjoying that. And listening to a lot of Texas music, singer-songwriters, particularly Guy Clark. I just think Guy Clark was a genius. Old Time Feeling, Desperados, Waiting for a Train, The Cape, Dublin Blues, My Favourite Picture of You, just all so evocative, full of so much heart. Wonderful, talented guy, and sorry, missed. I wish I'd got to see him live. Okay, well, I'll come on and do another one of these chats soon, but if you get any feedback in terms of these issues about mental health or whatever, and your experience of it, go ahead and write it in the comments. If you haven't enjoyed this video, go and find another channel that you might enjoy more rather than criticising. Okay, thanks. Chat to you all soon. Bye.